Yeah, but right now I've been trying to do like cold outreach through emails. And that's at first obviously I sucked at it, but I feel like I'm getting better at writing them and stuff.
Well, even I saw your you would do. For a while, you were just doing pictures. I've actually it's been kind of cool to watch you grow on LinkedIn, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's like you started doing the pictures in the beginning, and then is this recording?
Yeah.
Okay. You started doing the pictures in the beginning, and then you started doing a little bit of video stuff, but it wasn't a lot of editing behind it. And then you started doing like the hardcore editing and stuff, which was actually really cool to watch. But let me get this on. Hold on.
So I actually like illegally downloaded all the Adobe suites.
Yeah.
Cause dude, it's so expensive. Plus, like, it's not like I'm raking buku money in to like be able to afford that on a monthly payment. Like, plus subscription services are crazy.
Absolutely.
It's just another bill, and it's just constant. So I just hate that. But and I'm I always did Pirate Bay to get music back in the day. But so I did that in October, like beginning of October. Like I downloaded it and I like loved it immediately.
Just got super into like the video making and all that stuff.
Because like originally when I was younger, I was very artistic. Like I hated sports. I was like always drawing and stuff. And like art, But and I got really into sports.
Yeah.
Until I'd say like my sophomore year in college, I got back into drawing a little bit.
Okay.
And then this is like a great outlet, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make stupid stuff because I try to be like, finance is so boring, and like how it's brought up, and like. I think it's like kind of like snake oil salesman a lot,
Absolutely,
like insurance,
yeah.
And tie and stuff, but it's intimidating too because it's kind of high level in some senses.
Absolutely, and it's amazing how many, it's almost like I don't know how to explain this, but you get. I mean, since I've started this, especially Otterson contracting, the amount of people who've reached out via LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, for. Hey, I'm a finances guy. Let me help you, or what? And that's or insurance, like you said, the same thing. It's I mean, just the industry's booming with them right now, and so it's got to be kind of hard to play that.
So I try to be funny, and they can't do that because they have a bunch of compliance overhead. So I'm independent, so
that's awesome.
like let's say Edward Jones guy, they have to go through like 50 hoops just to be able to post something because. You could be liable for posting you can't post stock information. And just stuff like that.
The goofy stuff that
and they won't. That's their brand, know. But so I felt like I try to be funny and the only way to just in general I try to be light at least.
Yeah, no, and you do a good job at that. Definitely.
So that's what I'm trying to do. But I think I kind of push it a little too much, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's hard though. I think. Especially right now in America specifically, it's hard to. I think it's easy to be a young business owner. I think it's hard to be a young business owner because I think everybody else, especially older, because most business owners aren't our age or older, are telling you you're doing what you're doing is wrong because the way they did it 20 years ago was they'd run the phone book ads and all that other stuff. And
A to Z and the phone cracking up. And
we're not doing that. I mean, that does not work for us at all. And so we got to do that whole next level of the run the Facebook ads, LinkedIn, all that stuff. And I think you do an awesome job with all that, honestly.
So I have a business partner who I'm taking over Clay Financial from. And
so who is Clay? Is that you or?
It's just the company's name.
Okay, and now so is there two of you who run that company?
Yeah, he's on the way out. He's about to retire. I'm taking it over.
Okay,
but
it's a good way to do it.
Yeah, but yeah, someone was like, "Why don't you ask him on to sales help?" And I'm like, "He did. He said he got it naturally." I'm telling you, he didn't. The website I took over, it was just from 2000, and so
you get on, you're like, what is this?
Yeah, he didn't have any brand. No one, Clay Financial wasn't even a part of it. It was just the entity's name, and it was just him.
Yeah.
And so I just brought it into the tech world, But.
See, and that's smart. You could definitely. It takes time, obviously, but I think you can definitely boom with that. I mean, I don't think it'll be anything too crazy.
So are you running Facebook ads, and what's kind of your go-to? How you trying to grow the construction side of it?
Right now, I'm strict guerrilla tactics, word of mouth, everything. I'm at the point where if I can't get a job, I'll knock on your door and ask you what needs to be fixed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got a guy, like I said, I have a guy who helps me out with a lot of the marketing side of stuff. So we are gonna start running Facebook ads and stuff like that. But the thing with that too is it's. Especially in this type of one thing that's awesome about it is that nobody does it. if you go on Facebook, especially in the Toledo area or whatever, you don't see anybody who runs Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads for construction companies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so even you can get on Google right now and search construction companies around me. There's one person who runs Google AdWords. Now Google AdWords are a little bit overpriced, but
Yeah.
there's one you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, it's
For construction?
for contracting in general.
I feel like Toledo is becoming slowly revamping. I mean, you see, like...
It's big.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's super funny to me is that it's big with all that, but it's big with people who don't know how to run a business too, I think. I think, like you said, is a huge part of it is Toledo's booming when it comes to construction.
Yeah.
And so...
Like, they're flipping houses and stuff.
Yeah. And so but that way everybody thinks they can do it. And,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, it's not like this crazy hard, construction takes a little bit of common sense.
It just takes time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you want it to be done correctly.
And that's the part you get into. I've actually done, I want to say between 6 and 8 houses in the last 6 months. Now this is between me, Otterson Contracting, and the company I work for still. Like I said, probably 6 to 8 houses at least of people we've had to go in and fix. We've a lot of them been me, but I have to go in and fix. Like I'm actually going to start one here very soon that someone went in and just it was a bathroom remodel, just messed it up. I mean, I feel bad for the people, but it's like they walked in and they just destroyed this person's bathroom. And it's just like, but that goes back to what you were saying before. Everybody says they can do it too, and don't like I said, don't get me wrong. It's not this crazy hard rocket science stuff, but there is a little bit of.
You have to have like an knack for it, Yeah.
And so I guess I'll give you a little bit of background on me. So like I said, I'm from here, from Toledo. Yeah. I grew up here. I grew up in Maumee. Graduated in 2014. I grew up with a hammer in my hand, though, because my dad was a carpenter forever. He builds furniture, still does, loves it, absolutely loves it. Thinks it's just he's super good at it too. You know what I mean? And so he did the thing where he sold it for a little while and made a little bit of money. But the problem is when you sell stuff that you make, especially like furniture and stuff like that, nobody wants to pay what you think you should get for it. You know what I mean? So that's a super hard trying to find. You think you should get $1,000 for it, someone wants to pay $100. You got to try and meet them in the middle, and you know what I mean? And and so that's all that your time and effort went into all that. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit of a trickier thing, especially Actually, it was funny because we were just talking about it not too long ago, and he actually started and still made money, but during like that 2009 crash and all that, he actually started, which I was surprised about. But so that was cool.
So he started doing that.
That's when he started like running it as a business, basically.
That was like the best time to do that type of stuff. Yeah. Because like it was just a stalemate, and anybody with activity was gonna reap in reward.
It was awesome. And like I said, he did a great job at it, and so I always grew up helping him and all that stuff.
That's awesome.
And then I turned 18, and I was working at Walmart. I worked at Marcos for a long time. Ended up quitting that job. Yeah, it just wasn't money and stuff. Went and worked at Walmart, which is funny, but Walmart actually pays you a lot better than a lot of places.
Really?
Too. Yeah. There's a lot of people who make 6 figures who work at Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you have to work there 15 years, but still, I mean.
I saw something that Taco Bell managers are like, they can offer you like $100,000, but you gotta be working probably.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if you want to work
$100K,
for it, $100,000.
Probably working Christmas, but whatever. But it's a lot of money.
So yeah, like I said, I did that for a while. 18 years old hit. I'm working at Walmart. I don't want to say stuck, kind of lost, stuck, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to do. I'm like I said, I haven't gone to school yet. I'm with a girl I'm not super happy with. Mm-hmm. I am living in this really not nice apartment in a not nice neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm kind of stuck. And so all of a sudden, I'm not literally this is how it happened. The guy Jeremy Red Fox, who I would wear Red Fox Tile Companies, who I worked for a long time, since I was 18 years old. Yeah. He called me and he's like, "Hey, I need someone to help. I run this tile company, yada yada yada. I need somebody to help." And he's like, "You don't really have to know anything." And he's like, "Do you know how to read tape measure?" I'm like, "Yes." He said, "You're hired."
There you go.
Yeah. And I was like, "That's all you need." He's like, "You'd be amazed at how many people don't even know how to read tape measure nowadays." And I literally walked into my boss's office at Walmart. I said, "I think I quit." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I just got another job." He said, "I can start tomorrow." I think I quit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And so I literally just I finished that shift and never came back. She was like actually pretty cool with it and stuff. I didn't like burn any bridges, but it was actually pretty. And the next day I started with Red Fox Dock Company, and I've been like that's been hardcore construction ever since then. Like, I mean, job site every day, learning, and then everything. So he builds houses. So the reason he really needed help is he builds houses now, which is Red Fox Custom Homes. But that is why he basically needed help, because there was, he can't, it's hard to do both.
Yeah.
So we basically, me and another guy, well, the other guy ran the company now, basically runs it, and then he builds the houses. He's more or less just the money guy behind it, make sure all the finances are straight and all that, because he's been running it for the last 20 years. And so, like I said, but since then, it's been hardcore construction for me. I mean, nonstop. Like, I work crazy amount of hours doing this stuff. It's actually kind of nice, because the hours and stuff are kind of, I mean, I'm out the door every day at 7 a.m., but you get home at 3:30, 4 o'clock. You got the rest of your night to all that kind of stuff. Or if you have something to do, you still have time to do it, which I really, really love. But it was just, that's, like I said, but since, I mean, that's pretty much just where it came from. And then I got pretty good at it. I definitely am better than a lot of these people around Toledo area, but.
Yeah, Toledo's such a weird market, man.
It is.
Because it's old, it's just old money and
that's the
established
thing.
characters.
Exactly, and everything's already established, and that's why, like I said, it's amazing how the people who could, honest to God, dominate over me in this industry, it would be so easy for them. All they'd have to do is run a little bit of this, or not even necessarily Facebook ads and stuff, but kind of just go. They stop trying to get the job. That's a good way to put it. Like, it's all word of mouth now. Well,
they're established. They don't have time to do that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And so and then when they do have the time to do it, they don't care, because they already, like you said, they're established. They got the money. They got $1 million sitting in the bank. They don't care about the $250 job that's going to whatever. And so it's interesting, because I think stuff I've been doing, just like I said, even the guerrilla tactic stuff has been working great for me.
Yeah, I believe it, man. If you go to somebody's door, that's I think great for a construction guy. They would definitely call you, because not many people have a trustworthy construction guy. I do, but in Columbus, but like, that's a great way to do it.
Back to what I was saying before, it's hard to trust. I mean, from both sides, but especially for a homeowner to trust me to go into your house, be around all your stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been around, I've seen and heard all the horror stories about, God forbid, someone stealing something, but even just them going in and doing an awful job on their stuff.
God, it's wild that people do that.
I know. It's amazing to me the amount of time. I don't know. I don't even know how they.
It's every industry though, because I did the same thing with like finance guys. It's like the guy screwed me. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, they did that to you. It's like, that's messed up.
My favorite are the 23, 24, 25-year-old life coaches.
Yeah.
You're 25 years old. What have you done? You haven't even lived yet. Like, how are you a life coach?
It's like, I've been seeing ads like, you want to be a life coach? Like, let me train you to be a life coach.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my God.
This isn't how this works.
It's perpetual. It's like its own industry.
Yep.
Like,
and
wow.
It's so
churn
funny
and burn, baby.
Yeah, that's right. But that's just, I don't know. It is definitely a weird industry.
That's such a predatory type of tactic, man. Like, wow, I think I could be, I don't know, I got insights, but that's such a hard business model.
And it is. And that's the thing about it. So another side of it is, I think the construction people around here do a freaking awesome job at the construction side of it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of them, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, you got your people who suck, but the ones who don't do an awesome, like, I came up and, like, the people I was around they just do an incredible job. Seriously, like, it's amazing. Like, some of the amount of stuff I've learned, and I mean, I thought I was good, you know what I mean, before, and now it's just like, wow. Like, I think a big part of it is just based on I don't know. I think
it's time. I mean,
and then I think a big part of it too is, like I said, they do a great job with the job, but basically they don't know how to run a business behind it. So they do a great job, and that's why a lot of them, construction workers, are kind of put on like a. We're losers, or whatever, in a lot of cases.
I don't know why, man.
And
it's a trade. Like, working with your hands is sick.
And I think a lot of people, too, is the money thing. I think a lot of people think they have a lot more money than construction workers, but I'll tell you right now, I know.
There's money there, baby.
I know a lot of construction workers who just got $1 million sitting in the bank, just and they're just humble as heck about it though. They don't care. And they're like, I worked my butt off for this money, and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do with it. Like that's in my opinion, that's how it should be. Yeah. But I just think it's super. Like I said, I just think it's super crazy how many people. Like I said, they do an awesome. But part of that, like running the business side of it, they don't know how to run the business side of it, is because I think a lot of them are from a family kind of like or family-ish. So like the guy who was running it before them dies, they take it over, and that's been going on for 100 years. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of how it's always been, and it works. I mean, don't get me wrong, it works, because then you get all those people's jobs or whatever, and the builders and everything else. So it works for that person.
Well, it's like it's a niche thing, because word of mouth does go quickly,
and word of mouth definitely goes quick.
But it's only scalable to some extent. Like if you do the marketing aspect of it, you could really go next level.
Absolutely.
You figure it out, right?
And that's the thing, I just don't think anybody's necessarily taking the time. I guess that's what I've been trying to say about the whole thing is. I guess nobody's just necessarily taking the time to figure it out. Nobody kind of like goes back to like when they do have the time, they just don't care anymore. And I think that's a big part of it. They just don't care anymore. You know what I mean? And that's great for me, honestly, because I'll sit here and figure it out and make it work. But it's just I almost want to just like shake them and be like, dude, you could just dominate this industry. Why don't you? And I don't know. But like I said, some of them just. They're happy with what they have, and if they're happy, I'm happy. So that's that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of them have just been in the game for so long. It's just why learn, you know? Or they could hire somebody, but
so that's another thing I kind of wanted to like talk about is the fact that that's a huge, I think, problem. I think there's two real big kind of issues in the construction industry, and what that at least it came to from like what I've seen. Ageism is huge when it comes to nobody wants to trust the 20-year-old kid, which makes sense. I mean, don't get me wrong, it makes complete total sense.
Same with mine. I feel that's just across the board.
Absolutely. I was gonna say I think that's a huge one in a lot of cases.
What's like an industry where it's like you're young and you're like more desirable?
Yeah,
like,
that's
Hollywood,
very true.
like celebrities,
sports or whatever.
Yeah, sports, yeah.
But not. I mean, but like you said, in the real world, what actually like
doctors,
20-year-old,
What else? I mean, from like a skilled profession, you're gonna need.
But like that's what you said perfectly. From a skilled profession, you have to learn the skill.
Yeah.
So it makes complete and total sense not to trust a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
And that's been one of my bigger issues because I learn pretty fast. I'm not. But
that's what's important because if you're younger, you usually have more time.
Yep.
So you got to like. Whenever somebody tells me like, why should I go with a younger guy? It's like I have more time. I'm gonna obviously double check, triple check everything.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Especially with like this company and everything, I do everything so by the book. It's not even funny. Like, don't get me wrong, the guys who do it, now, if you have someone else come and do it, they'll do an awesome job and whatever.
Yeah.
But they're not. I go so far and above and beyond. Like your thing will be so up to code. Like it'll be just absolutely incredible. But like you said, it's because I'm younger. I have the time. And then another big thing is the money that comes into it. So I don't have 4 company trucks and a house and 3 kids and you know what I mean. I'm younger, but so I have I guess I don't have to charge you a boatload of money to do the job because I don't have all this extra overhead. Which, if you do have it, I understand it's a business. But the bottom line is that's kind of how I get away with doing a great. Because that's how a lot of people ask me, how do you charge me this, but then you come in and do an awesome job? You know what I mean? And that's how I get away with it. That's what.
Is it just you and your one partner, or your one worker?
I don't have any partners.
It's just you.
Yeah.
No, that's sick.
So the way I do it is it's contracting. So it's actually contracting. So what I do is I do a lot of the work myself, especially the stuff I feel.
What do you not do?
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
So that's like I'm a tile setter by trade.
Okay.
A lot of the other things, especially heavier set things. So like. Heavy drywall repair, stuff like that. I'm not a handyman, so that's a big. I veer heavy away from. I'm definitely not a handyman. So I'm not going to come to your house and fix your faucet. You know what I mean? Well, I'll fix your faucet, but I'm not going to just little stuff like that. So in a lot of cases, like heavy drywall repair, like if all this was all messed up in here, I'd sub out another guy to come in who completely reputable. I've vetted, all that. That's basically the way I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said,
subcontract.
Exactly. Yeah. And then just because in a lot of cases, I don't have the time to learn everything either. So I'm a tile setter by trade. I do flooring. So tile setter and hardwood floors, or laminate, LVT, all that. Pergo, all that. I do all that stuff because that's what I've literally been doing that every single day for the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 years. 6 years.
Yeah.
Not like every day. Like I'm maybe not 7 days a week necessarily, but almost. You know what I mean? I work Monday through Saturday, just work, and then in a lot of cases that's 12-hour, 13, 14-hour days. You know what I mean? Because I like money.
Yeah.
But that's the.
That was the time to do it, you know. No kids, right?
And that's a huge part of it. Is that's the other thing is, it kind of goes back to why I can afford to charge you what I charge you.
Yeah.
I don't have the overhead. I mean, I wish I could just like shove into people's brain. You can't go wrong. Like honestly, I'm gonna do such an awesome job compared to these other people, and I'm gonna like, I don't have to charge you an arm and a leg, and it's. Literally right now, I'm not going to charge you normally because I'm trying to build this business. Yeah. So I'm going to go in and do a free, just incredible job. I'm going to not charge you a lot of money, and I'm going to want you to just. All I'm going to say is, hey, tell your friend if they have this, please just let them know that I'm around. You know? And that's it. That right there is my business model. That's it. That's all it is. And like I said, I don't have partners or anything. I mean, like I said, I subcontract stuff out, and so if I have, so there's another guy that I was talking about before. He helps me with a lot of like the marketing side and all that kind of stuff. He's an awesome guy. He helps me a lot. Well, I have some people. I'm not super creative, so.
Oh well, yeah, you are. You're talent, dude. That's creative in its own sense, like.
But I'm not creative in the aspect. I'm not super good at like making ads and. So like that kind of stuff. So that's why I say he helps me a lot of like the marketing stuff. So, I guess I don't know what the best way to put that is, but. Like I said, I'm just not super good
in that area.
Yeah, like that, like the kind of.
It's an art. Like I don't know. You got
own art.
You got to figure it out.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Marketing. At first, I was like, marketing is so stupid.
It's
wow,
weird.
you really gotta like. I really try to post every day, multiple times a day, and I think it's working because I don't know. You gotta do it. In my opinion,
I see yourself.
It's free, so I'm gonna do it. And
that's the thing. It's time. Oh my gosh, I hate the people that are like, I don't have time to post this. Like, what? But you have time to sit at home at night and watch Netflix like for 4 hours or whatever. I mean, and I get you need your off time, but scrolling on your phone, you just.
Dude, I mean, it got tired. Like I was like. I'm so tired of looking at other people's stuff. I'm gonna just make stuff.
Exactly, and that is totally where I'm at with it. Like, I hate the endless scrolling thing. It's like I'm trying super hard to get away from like the endless scroll. Yeah. You sit down and you're just like scroll for like I've done it before where like especially when I was younger, you sit down and scroll, all of a sudden it's like an hour later and you're
it's
like
ridiculous. What's your biggest vice app? Like what's your go-to app, social media?
Probably Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean just sit there and scroll on Facebook.
Mine's YouTube, man.
I can't. I have YouTube. I got one of those smart TVs and so I have YouTube on my TV now. So it's actually kind of like both. Like I'll sit there and like the YouTube we play and I'll sit there and scroll.
I might start doing that.
It's like, oh, jeez. And then, like you said, all of a sudden, 2 hours goes by. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah. But YouTube's dead. YouTube is like a goddamn encyclopedia. So it's like I'm looking up stupid-ass stuff.
Yep. It is, yeah. But it's actually pretty useful.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And honestly, like, there's been times, like, fixing my car and stuff.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
And
I'm trying to fix my, replace a fender.
I'm
like, YouTube.
You can YouTube that whole process, and as long as, you have a little bit of common sense behind it, you're not trusting Joe Schmo who doesn't know what he's doing, you can tell who knows what they're doing and doesn't. YouTube will tell you exactly how to do all of it. It's awesome.
Nicely edited. It's great. It's like, wow. Cool. There's a lot of effort into this.
Yeah, especially some of those videos. I watched this guy on Snapchat. I can't remember. It's like blue collar. I don't know. He fixes cars. Blue collar or something or whatever. But it's just like, it's just so cool just to sit there and just watch. Yeah. It's seriously like not fun. You know what I mean? But it's like super cool just to watch it. Like the ASMR stuff or whatever. Like how that. But it's just crazy. I love it. I don't know.
It's just crazy how much time people put into it, and then like.
And so that's the exact reason. What we were just talking about is why I don't understand why people don't, especially construction, any industry, run ads. I don't know. We just talked about how we'll sit there for hours, and I mean, I own a business. You own a business. Like we don't have a lot of time. I mean, we're going all the time. I still find time to sit there and endlessly scroll.
Exactly.
Endlessly scroll, whatever you want to call it. I see ads constantly, and then they're almost like subconscious at points. Like you see the same ad over and over again, you just scroll past it, but the next time you need that thing, whatever it is, water bottle or fitness advice, whatever,
it's
you're
in your
gonna
head.
go to. I've done it with app like games a lot, where like those, the one I just downloaded was that wood turning one. There's they keep popping up on my Facebook and Snapchat and stuff.
I just saw one on Snapchat that I was like, man, I kind of want to get that.
and then you'll let it pass a couple times, then all of a sudden I'll see it a couple more times. I'm like, you know what, I'm downloading it. And so I'll download it, and all of a sudden I'm playing. And it's just amazing how it works, and I don't understand why people don't just, you can do the exact same thing with your ads. You can run an ad. I mean, you can run an ad, and thousands of people will see it for $5.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean,
I've been doing the Facebook Boost posts recently. On I think
how's that been working for you?
I got a lot of likes on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no reach out, but I don't really care. It's $10, like plus financial. It's different, It's like you gotta be in the right mindset.
Now, like I said, and I'm not the marketing guy or anything, but I think especially like that is just. Like you said, you had a lot of likes, but you didn't have a lot of people who necessarily reached out to you.
Yeah.
I think that's just a little tweaking.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the first time I've been doing it, so I'm just gonna get better at it.
That's it. And then but I think a lot of people get scared away by that too, because even the guy I work for now, Jeremy Red Fox, he runs Red Fox Custom Homes, does an awesome job. And he said he's ran Facebook ads a couple times, but he never really sticks with it. And I think it's just because. And no offense to him, he just doesn't necessarily know how to run the
you gotta study it. You gotta see what it gets. You gotta look at the analytics.
It is its own art. Seriously, it is amazing. And people go to school for this.
It's psychology, man.
Yeah. And
honestly, psychology is such a good degree if you can because that's what financial advising is too. You gotta prepare people for down markets and whatever. And
it's people. It's people. It is people. That is everything we're going towards right now.
Yeah.
It all revolves around people. I mean, nothing happens. If you don't see my stuff, you're never going to call me. That's the baseline of everything. You know what I mean? And so I think like you said, a big part of that is just the creative side of it, but not even just. It's like its own art form, man. I just don't. Like I said, I just don't have that gift or whatever you want to go, or necessarily the time to sit there and get that gift.
Dude, this took to do all this video editing stuff. Yeah. I mean, I took the Photoshop it was 11-hour course on YouTube for free, and then Premiere, which is a basic video editor, that was another 11-hour.
Yep.
Or it was 8 or something. And then the After Effects, which is a lot of the cool stuff, that took 11 hours too. And then
so you got 35 hours.
On top of just practicing it,
and I know how YouTube videos work. Pause, do it, pause. You know what I mean? So it was just, you probably got 2 full days, 48 hours, just in learning how to do basic stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that's.
It's all I did for a month on my weekends.
And that's the basics of it. You know what I mean? You can imagine the people movie editor and all that. That's the crazy amount of stuff they go into. It's just incredible.
But now I can whip up a real quick thing, and it was so worth me learning that and investing in my time on doing that, because now I can whip up a nice edit when it comes into my mind to do it. And it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's great.
Yep. And so that kind of goes. I learned how to build a website. And everything. And
what platform did you do that on? WordPress.
Yeah. No, I've used a different.
Yeah, that was a clean website, man. The tech one.
Yeah, which it was, and that was all me. That was but
really.
Yeah, and now, but that goes back to the exact same thing you just said. I am not kidding you. I probably had 100 hours just in
learning WordPress.
Yeah, and that doesn't go back to the amount of times I would sit there from 4 p.m. at night to 10 p.m. and just messing with just tweaking. The biggest thing for a long time I had where you would click on buy now or whatever, and it'd flip you to the next the checkout page.
Yeah.
And then, but everything on that checkout page was a completely different color from everything else, and it was just the little stuff. You know what I mean? The crazy.
You get the layout right, the design.
And that that color change took me probably a couple hours.
Yeah, right. It's ridiculous, man.
And it's wow, I can't believe it. And then there was one where the buy now buttons were all different colors. I literally had to get a CSS code, which is the back end part of a website, the coding part of a website, from the person who sold me the buy now button, which was $4, but whatever, to put on my website, because
the buy now sorts code.
Yeah. So this is funny. Buy now, Amazon actually owns the buy now with one click. They actually own the buy now with one click, the saying, and they own the button. So,
really?
Yeah. So you can't put a buy now with one click. How you can go on Amazon, click that button, buy now with one click, and it literally it checks
check out,
and you just click one more time.
You have to pay $5.
Yep. And so
I'm surprised they don't make that 50 or something.
So I had to pay for that button.
They invented that?
I don't know if they invented it, but
definitely
they
bought
own it now. Yeah, they own it now. And so now they have where so that button, there's a bunch of stipulations with that button now. So I have to, technically, if you click that buy now button, it's buy now, and then it says, are you sure you want to buy now? You have to click that again, and then it runs up that. So it's actually like buy now with 2 clicks, technically.
It's just the sense of it, like sense of buying.
Exactly, and it's
double check.
And it's the goofy stuff. And then Otterson Contracting, this website just dropped. That website's actually a little bit cleaner.
I'll check that out.
That one I actually had a little bit of help with like the guy I have helped me.
Yeah.
Craig Rummel helps me a lot, and he did a lot with that web, especially this website. And he actually helped a little bit with the Otterson Tech web, especially like I said, I was getting into certain stuff, and I was just going crazy with. I was starting to lose my mind a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it was getting wild. Like I said, I'd sit there for like 7 hours a day and change the tiniest little thing. And it was just like, oh my goodness, I felt like I wasn't making any progress.
Yeah.
And so finally, I brought him in. Oh, she helped me with it, but I was like, how much you gonna charge me just to do the website? And he threw a number at me and whatever, and we did it. So it wasn't too crazy or anything. I was like, you know what? I'm so focused on all this, go for it. And he did it, and now it's up, and he did a lot with it, and it's all, so that's up and running.
I'm going to tell you, man, whatever you paid for it was probably worth it, because, like, my website, I got to pay $120 a month just to have it, somebody do compliance back end on it. And it's so annoying.
I know a guy who paid $4,000 up front to build the website, which is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work to build a website, but $4,000, like, wow.
That
but
then,
like you said,
bells and whistles.
Like you said, the same thing though is, and then it was, I think I don't remember what the exact number was. It was like $1,000 for the year to run it, and it's like, but then he would run it and he wouldn't run it. He would just check the messages and the little stuff, and it's like, I should get a website building. I mean, goodness gracious,
dude.
Crazy.
I gotta pay $128 a month the rest of my business life, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Just to have someone check it, every once in a while and make sure everything is running.
Just because it's compliance. I hate the compliance thing in the financial industry is just wild. And it's honestly like not prepared for the social media. They're not prepared.
The compliance stuff for financial isn't prepared for social
media?
Yeah,
you gotta, like, there's so much, like, through advertisements, you gotta do so much, like, I don't know, like, you gotta do a bunch of like back end work on filing and stuff. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be annoying.
It is.
It'd be just honestly, it's just.
That's why no one does it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It actually, it'd be just irritating to have to take those extra 10 steps to just run one ad or whatever. But that's me in a nutshell, I guess. Honestly.
So where do you see you taking Otterson construction? Like, what's the goal?
That's a.
You want the trucks? You want the 4 trucks?
Worldwide is my honest answer.
There you go, baby.
You want my 5-year plan? It's Toledo, maybe depending, not even necessarily 5 years, but 5 to 10 years would be Northwest Ohio, the area, and just blow from there. So basically, we're pretty close to Indiana, we're pretty close to Michigan, obviously.
Toledo's such a great highway.
Yep.
I don't know.
And so my opinion of it, if I can take over, if you look at a map, if I can take over, like, Ohio is the thumb, and then the outlet, Michigan, Indiana, around it, I think that'll be a great start, a huge start. Like I said,
that'd be a great territory.
Next 5 to 10 years, and then after that, just keep going. I don't know. I don't believe in the stopping thing. The way I look at it is, well, you have $10 million. What's wrong with 20? I don't know. And some people are like completely fine with, all right, well, I got 10 million. I'm done. And that's awesome if you're happy. That's all. That doesn't work. My brain doesn't work that way. I don't know. That's why I promise, like, this one will be. I'll get this one running. I'll get this one going, and it'll be, it'll run real smooth, and I'll basically automate it to where I'll have to meet with a guy every couple months or every month, every couple weeks, whatever, to go over everything. But I promise you, in the next couple of years, you'll see something Otterson, something else.
Let's go, baby.
We'll come back up.
Let's go.
The next thing will be whatever I have that time, and that's just. I'm huge. Like I said, I'm huge into business. I love it. I'm trying to kind of make this like my cash cow, whatever you call it.
To do other things.
Exactly, and that's the mental. that's my actual long. That's why I kind of smiled when you said it, because I have a huge long game, but I'm playing this huge long game, and I know I'm playing this huge long game.
Well, I think so many people when they come like entrepreneurship, they look like 8 steps ahead, and they don't focus on and then they get tripped up on 1 and 2, like the first steps and they don't know how to like get back on it. Like
that's
and then they give up.
I think that's one thing.
You gotta be realistic goal setting and then not you keep the big goals in mind, but focus on like 2 to 3 steps ahead.
I've helped people like with certain stuff and like because I actually do. When it comes to the business side of it, I feel like I do a really good job with the business specifically side of it, and so I help buddies and there's a couple people who reach out and I'll help them with kind of like consulting or whatever you want to call it, which I don't charge them or anything, but just kind of my advice on stuff. And the craziest thing that I say and like people, I'll be like, honestly, I think you really got something in 5 years, and they hate that.
Yeah,
it like breaks their heart, and I'm like, how long do you think it takes to build a business? I mean. You think I just woke up this morning and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go find a job and go like walk into someone's house?
It takes like so I just feel time. Now I just got established. Like I'm like figuring out, like where to go from here. I'm like a year in. Like
it's insane, and that's the thing.
When you start, you're a baby.
Yeah,
you
literally you can't even walk.
Yeah.
Like honestly, you have no that's. Business school is awesome, but that's one thing. Like business school, I think is like incredible, and I'm not knocking anybody who goes to business school, but I think you have to be in it to learn it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's almost like you can learn a lot. I mean, there's a lot of tips and tricks and all that from business school, but
I had nothing good to say about it. In my opinion,
yeah,
I did. I went to finance school, but you get the business.
It's all in the same kind of area, and that's even you. I mean, you're not like. All right, here's what you need to do. This, I mean, it's just you gotta learn it too. Yeah. I mean, everybody you go and you learn it and you figure it out and everything else. Like I said, I didn't go to business school. I was able to be a computer engineer, and I just ended up stopping doing that because it just didn't float my boat, whatever you want to call it. And it made more sense at that point to just not pay the money for something I don't absolutely love. But I don't know. I think it's definitely an interesting game. I think business is definitely an interesting game. I think
it's like a sport. And
I think it's hard because a lot of people, like we're talking about, they do it for the money, and I get it. Like I 100% get it. The money's definitely there.
Yeah,
you have to do it right, and I think a lot of people do know how to do it right. But like I said, I think they don't want to wait for it. So, you want to make $1 million, put money into Facebook and Amazon stocks, and over the next 20 years, you'll probably make a lot of money off of it. But nobody wants to wait 20 years for that. You know what I mean?
It's a long game.
And that's the thing. You'll never. Besides the like 0.00001% who made it as a rapper, movie star.
That's what everyone compares to.
Yeah, and that's like I said, that's the point. Why are we?
They also hustle. I feel like a lot.
That's the other side.
They're putting themselves out there too. Like putting yourself out there through music videos and lyrics is honestly like really. That's putting yourself out there.
And you don't see the other side of how many times did Chance the Rapper get booed off stage before he finally had that one 100%. Song and everybody was like, actually, that's pretty good or whatever. And so you don't see that whole other side of it. It's always funny to me because the one thing the guy said to me, he was like, the overnight success is usually 12 years in the making. Yeah. And that's so true.
The thing with like rap though and like sports, they've been doing that since they were like kids pretty much. And they fell like most musicians. Like, you look into their history, they didn't start it when they're 20.
Yeah.
Like 18, and then they blew up at 19. Yeah. They've been doing this since like 6. You know what I mean? Like, and then they had like their parents like coach helped them.
And it was like a creative outlet. They had a talent around it.
Yeah. And it was nurtured. It's like this isn't like I'm good at singing. I'm gonna be, and then you're a millionaire.
Exactly. And that's like kind of goes with. I don't necessarily perception or whatever you want to call it, but like I could never be a quarterback for an NFL team. It will not happen. I don't have the hand-eye coordination. I don't have whatever, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm really good at business, so we'll do this side of it. I think it just goes back to you have to know yourself a little bit too. Everybody wants to be a rapper or a movie star or whatever because I think it's easy and I think it's easy money and everything else.
God, it's hard, man. Me and my buddies did like we would rap over instrumental tracks, and it's like, wow, it is.
Yep.
I'm awful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we do that. Oh yeah, absolutely. In the car with your buddies when you're in high school and stuff. You're like, I'm so bad it's not even funny.
This is they're actually really good at what they do.
Compared to what I just did, that's nothing. And that's the huge. People just need to, I don't know, just need to take a step back and think about what I always ask people a lot. Ask I like to pick people's brains kind of actually, and so. I'll start talking to people about stuff, and then I always hit them with like what do you love? I mean, you can pretty much build, especially right now with the internet.
You just gotta put yourself out there.
you can get on YouTube and talk about conference rooms.
Especially YouTube.
And
No one's
make
gonna
money.
You don't have to tell anybody that you're doing YouTube. You know.
Yeah, and it's, 90% of those people aren't gonna see it. And the people that do see it aren't gonna. They're gonna see it and be like, whatever, and they're gonna keep going. Like 10. If you gotta go, you know.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up because uploading it is gonna be awful.
No, yeah, you're good. Yeah.
What you got some imparting words of wisdom on people, and then wrap it up with social media, and
parting words of wisdom: be smart. I mean, honestly, when it comes to everything, it's just common sense is huge. Common sense, I think, right now, especially not even in this industry, but just in general, is not. It's not here. It's not. I don't know why. It's just that you can go so far with just your common sense, and that's the one thing that I think people need to focus more on. And then just know yourself. I think that's a huge part. Just you got to know yourself. You gotta. Just because you threw one great, football pass in high school and whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean you can be a quarterback or whatever. You know what I mean? Just because you made one good song doesn't mean you're going to be a rapper. And that's okay. Yeah. That is okay. And that's the biggest thing that people don't understand. That is great.
Doesn't mean you have to give it up either. You can just still try, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And if you are good like that, do it. You know what I mean? But if you're not and you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
Like, I know I'm not a quarterback. You know what I mean? And if you know, just don't do it. Don't waste your time. And I'm not waste your time, but you just can't. The time is definitely. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's here. I mean, it's we're daily.
Clock's ticking, baby.
Yep. And so you got to make it worth it. But you just. I mean, I'm not. And we all have a lot of time. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, you have to make it worth it. And that's my biggest. If I had any advice for anybody, figure out what you love and just go ham on that. Yeah. Honestly.
And then, how do people find you on platforms, social media?
Social media, you can find. I'm on everything. Probably most people are probably gonna like Facebook is Otterson Contracting, Twitter Otterson Contracting, Instagram Otterson Contracting. I'm on LinkedIn Otterson Contracting. I am also, the website is ottersoncontracting.com, and you can call me 419-944-4719. Call it.
There you go.
I'll be around. And then just so you know, to spell it, it's Otterson and then contracting. So that's my last name.
There you go.
Cool.
There we go.
Awesome.
That was a great one, man.
Securities by licensed individuals offered through Investacorp, Inc., a registered broker, dealer member FINRA, SIPC if applicable. Advisory services offered through Investacorp Advisory Services, Inc., the SEC registered investment advisory firm. The accuracy and authenticity of the information is reliant solely on the author and or third parties and not by Investacorp, Inc. nor its affiliates. Any information represented should be for illustrative and educational purposes only and not to be considered investment advice.